What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So I was taking a shower just like 5 minutes ago and I was thinking what I should be doing next year, 2020 Tokyo Olympic. I was thinking like, what kind of which games or which sports should I go watch, because it's once in a lifetime opportunity to have an Olympic hosted in your own country, in Japan. And I'm thinking like, what should I watch? Maybe weightlifting, because I like weightlifting, powerlifting kind of stuff, or maybe baseball or swimming or tracks. And then I realized that, baseball and softball came back to Olympic in 2020. And I realized that my dad likes baseball just like I do. So he used to play baseball when he was like maybe 10 years younger with their colleagues and stuff. And then I remember I went to Tokyo Dome to watch professional baseball game, Tokyo Yomiuri Giants versus Hiroshima Carp. That's the only time actually my dad and I went to watch a baseball game in our entire lives. I've been playing baseball. I haven't played baseball since elementary school until high school, and I was pretty good at it. Although I'm nowhere near professional level or like national level, but at least within this provincial level, our team in high school won the tournament, and we went to regional tournament and kind of stuff. So we were pretty decent. But even if I was big fan of baseball and playing baseball every day when I was like, kid, we didn't have time to really go watch baseball because my dad was a president or CEO of the company back then. So he didn't have time much to, spend time with the family, which is kind of quite usual for a Japanese family. Usually Japanese dads don't have much time to spend with the kids, or it's not that there isn't so much emphasis or focus on family time in Japan or Asia. So we didn't spend much time for baseball per se. We did spend a lot of time, more than other family, for camping, because my dad bought a motorhome or camping car. So we did drove across half of Japan, main island from Kanto to Tohoku, Aomori. Then all the way down to Niigata, Shiga. We went to Shigako. And then also we went to skiing a lot for like almost every year for like 4 or 5 years, I can't remember. So I'm really thankful and grateful for that experience that my dad provided to us, because he didn't really necessarily spend every weekend with us, but we did go camping or skiing and stuff like that with our entire family on like winter vacation or summer vacation for like 3 to 5 years ish that I can remember. But anyway, so digression. But since I love baseball and I do check MLB's status on like statistics and then standings, especially Japanese Major League Baseball players and also Japanese players, top players in Japan. I do check every day. I do watch highlights every day. And also my dad used to play baseball. So there's a intersection, there's a common interest between my dad and I. And of course, the reason why I started playing baseball was because he was watching a baseball game every night, At the night, there was like a Tokyo Yomiuri Giants TV broadcasting almost every night. Back then, like 10, 15 years ago. That's how I got into playing baseball. All right. So I realized that maybe one of the biggest or best gift from me as a son to my dad would be buying a baseball game ticket at the 2020 Olympic in Tokyo. It'll be first time probably for him or everybody in this generation to see Olympics in Japan. There was a Tokyo Olympic back in 1960 or something, right? But at that time, my dad was like little, so like obviously he didn't go, right? So it will be probably the greatest gift from son to go watch baseball game, my dad and I together. Because this is going to be only second time we will watch baseball game together. You know, it's kind of irony that, we didn't go watch baseball games much. Even if I was playing baseball almost every weekends from my junior high and high school, and he didn't come to watch our games when I was playing in high school and junior high, because usually, busy. And also, when it comes to games, you need to go to different cities and different baseball stadium. So there's only one time he came to watch me playing baseball when I was in junior high school. He came to, we were doing a practice match in different junior high school. So he came to, I still remember, it was near Narita City. So I remember that. So I'm cooking a pasta and stuff. But I remember he came to watch a baseball game only once when I was in junior high. I think I asked him to come. And then he recorded me pitching. I was a pitcher, junior high. I played multiple positions like second base and pitcher. And I switched to second baseman in high school. But he did come, and I remember that because he took a video. Because I think one of the reasons why I asked him to come is because I wanted to see myself playing. So he recorded me playing. My mom came to watch maybe a few times. Elementary school more often, but junior high school she walked my dog to junior high, and then stuff like that. Like weekends, all the moms come to support our baseball game, kind of like bringing lunch, like soft drinks, whatnot. Hold on, please. So that's kind of a brief history of like my baseball and junior high school, and kind of my parents' relationship with me playing baseball. So I think it'll be a really great idea. It's a magnificent idea to bring him to an Olympic game. We watch Japan playing against somebody, some other countries, because Japan is one of the best, strongest countries in the world in terms of baseball. Although there's some room for debate about, American teams are not the top, not like just the top players, because Major League Baseball players are usually not in those Olympic games, because they make more money playing Major League Baseball games. So they're afraid about getting injured, and they are not getting paid really. So only few is gonna join those. Anyways, so that's that. Other than that, I haven't talked to my dad for 10 years since I left Japan. 2010, right? I left Japan, and I went back to Japan last November. We exchanged some few phrases like, "Hey, how are you doing?" when I went back to my home, and he came back. He was busy working. He came back. We exchanged a few words, nothing much. That's kind of depth of relationship. The reason being, you might be wondering, what the fuck, is that how son and a dad's relationship is in Japan? It's different. It's special. My dad and I were not on good terms, because in high school I had a lot of argument with my dad, as well as my mom, but especially with my dad. It's kind of like Japanese traditional family relationship is kind of patriarchy, right? Dad is like boss. It's called in Japanese it's called teishu kanpaku. Teishu means dad, and dad is the top of the hierarchy. And so basically he was typical teishu kanpaku. He loves reading classic Japanese novels about Bushido and stuff like that. He was avid reader, so he absorbs those traditional Japanese ideology and whatnot. He doesn't speak English. My mom did study abroad in Australia, so she understands English, and we do actually communicate in English sometimes. So that's where dad's coming from, right? And then, so typically, not just Japanese, but Asian East Asian men and also Eastern European men have a commonality when it comes to how they behave in front of people. They think that being quiet, less talkative, is higher value for men. So there's a belief in traditional Japanese culture that men should be quiet and men should not expose his own emotions. More emotions are considered to be more weak. So that's why a lot of Eastern European, especially like Russian kind of guys, are acting like a macho and they act like tough guy, and they don't show much emotions, right? Same as Japanese, Asian guys. So my dad was a typical one. So always he puts like serious face, and it was so rare to be able to communicate at the same level, flat level, because that wasn't part of our cultural beliefs. So that's that, right? And then me as a kid, and also other dynamics is that usually same kind of thing as how men behave in Asia, but also hierarchical relationship, power dynamics. It's top down. It's not bottoms up. It's not flat hierarchy like in Western parenting. So Japan, Asia, China, always parents hold power against kids. So my dad was also like CEO, right? He was pretty successful at the time, and he was driving Mercedes, BMW, all that stuff, right? And so you can imagine how much pride he had back then. So